Welcome to this week's Natural Gardening Live with me, Josie Rainbird, your natural gardening coach. Today I'm bringing to you 10 ways to start growing your garden naturally. Making the actual decision to remove or stop using chemicals in your garden, you have to put that as number one, really. That is the catalyst to the whole situation. So it's all very well and good to half-heartedly go into this, to just not use weed killer, but you're so worried about the pests that you continue to use pesticides in your garden. But you're not using weed killer, so you've made an effort towards it. You need to make the decision to do this. To say it's the catalyst that makes it all work. Wait and see the benefits that you can get from just removing the damage that they do to your garden and the wildlife and the nature that live in your garden. Number two, this leads in nicely from removing the chemicals from your garden. Start making your own plant feeds. Now, I've done loads of different videos on making different plant feeds, but to be fair, they're so easy to make your own plant feeds. They can take a bit of time sometimes, so you have to leave them to soak or leave them to ferment or whatever. But they save you a fortune. They're much better for the garden. They can utilise it so much easier, so much more effectively, and it will support the ecosystem in the soil as well, which we'll get onto in a minute. So making your own plant feeds saves you a fortune. It's got so many more benefits to it as well. So that has to be number two, in my eyes. But as I say, I've got loads of videos on these, and it will prove how easy they are to make. Three, leads in nicely for making your own feeds, is making your own compost. So making your own compost and soil conditioners. Now, as much as feeding your garden is good and support the health of your plants, making your own compost, one, saves you money because you don't have to buy compost so much, which is brilliant. And two, if you're making the compost for soil conditioners and mulch, it's going to then knock-on effect. It's going to look after your soil as well, which is then going to feed your plants. So then you won't need to make so much feed. So by looking after the soil, your plants will take up the nutrients. They won't need to have any added nutrients supplemented like with making your own feed. So save you time and save you effort. Point number three, try and make your own compost. Plus it's going to get rid of your household waste as well, with kitchen waste. Any peelings, any paperwork, anything like that, you can put in the compost. So it's going to save you getting rid of a lot of stuff. And it's like recycling, so it's perfect. So make your own compost. It's a really effective way to start to grow and support your garden naturally. Now this seems like quite an obvious one to some people, but some people don't even consider it. Saving your rainwater, or even water from natural water sources, much more effective and beneficial for your garden than using tap water. Tap water does contain quite a lot of chemicals, and over time these chemicals build up in the soil and build up through the plant system, and they do have a negative effect on your plants. If you don't like that, thank you very much. Saving natural water sources, they hold nutrients. So like when it rains hard, like the last few days, we've had really nice sunny days, and then you've had really good rainy nights, and most of yesterday as well. I will say most of Sunday. But the gardens always look greener and brighter and more refreshed after the rain rather than after a hose pipe, because they contain so many more nutrients and all the different macro and micronutrients that they then put into the soil. So save your money because you don't have to pay for this. Save as much natural water as you can. So get some water butts, line them up, downpipe them from your house, you're onto a winner. So save water, natural water sources, not tap water. Number five, taking the time to look after your garden soil. Looking after your garden soil, as I said just now, it will provide more nutrients and be a better environment for your plants to grow in, meaning you have to care for them a bit less. They're going to be more resilient to any disease problems as well. So looking after your garden soil is going to go a hell of a long way towards helping you to grow and support your garden, preventing you needing to add anything to it. So you don't have to add so much feed. You can mulch it with your own compost if you want to help keep looking after it. But it will foster the ecosystem in the soil, which will then create more nutrients for your plants, aerate the soil, have everything growing happily, and your plants will be so much happier for it and more resilient. So take the time to take care of your soil. A very, very good piece of advice when you are looking to grow and support your garden naturally. Encourage the wildlife and nature, the insects, the birds, into your garden. So you can do this in a number of different ways, and I know I've spoken about it a lot, but by doing this, you're encouraging the predators for the insects that you're trying to kill off with the chemicals. So again, saves you money, unless you're going to fill up bird feeders every day and then you're defeating the object of the whole thing. So try not to do that if you can possibly help it, but try and encourage them into your garden using plants and using to make homely environments for them to live in, nesting boxes, bee hotels, that sort of things. But by encouraging them in, as I say, you're going to be helping keep the pest population down in your garden, help support the health of your plants. And it's nicer to look at when you see the bees in the garden, you see the hoverflies and the dragonflies, you see the birds flying about. It's just nicer to see in your garden. So it makes it a nicer environment. So, if nothing else. So yes, that's a very effective way of keeping the pest population under control in your garden. It leads in as well with the attracting wildlife into your garden. But it does a lot more as well. Companion planting. By including companion plants in your garden, whether it be your vegetable patch like we've been speaking about, or whether it's actually in your garden, finding the plants that support each other, whether it's the physical support for like climbers climbing up each other, up different plants, whether it's the pea plants that we spoke about the other day, providing the nitrogen in the soil to then feed the plants around it, or anything like that. By planting companion plants in with your garden, in and around your garden, you're going to be encouraging beneficial insects into your garden. You're going to be providing support for the plants around them. So in and amongst the garden, it's going to provide all sorts of different support as well. So this is a really good way of managing the overall health of your entire garden, not just each individual plant that you're spot treating. I don't think that's a thing. Spot treating. And the companion planting, it just keeps everything in harmony. So use companion planting. That is a very good tip. Look at your garden. So look at the garden, look at the situation that you're in your garden is in, should I say not you're in, but you know. So look at the situation your garden's in, the different aspects, look at the light that is available in your garden, the shelter, the soil types. All of these different aspects of your garden lend themselves to different types of plants, different ways of growing, all sorts of different things. So looking at how your garden is situated and not planting a full sun-loving plant in the shade and not planting a desert plant, if you like, or a plant that likes really free-draining soil in an area of your garden that's extremely boggy and has no heat or no light of it all day. So knowing the different aspects of your garden is going to go an awful long way to helping you support and grow and support your garden naturally. So check out the aspects of your garden and select the plants that will actually like to live in these aspects of your garden. Number 9, take care of your tools. I think people kind of think about doing and then don't do it. It's like, oh yeah, I need to clean those secateurs, I need to sharpen my knife. And then they put it in the toolbox or they put it in the shed and it's forgotten about a little bit. So take care of your tools. You'll be surprised how much bacteria and how many diseases that a dirty pair of secateurs or a blunt knife can actually transfer around your garden. So a simple thing of sharpening the knife, cleaning the blade up, disinfecting your tools before use, even if you're just starting out the season, just before use or every other maybe couple of weeks you do it, whatever you've got time for, just try and keep them clean, keep them disinfected, keep them clean, because this will cut down the risk of moving disease around your garden and causing damage to your plants as well. So this will remove the need to treat with any fungicides, any pest control, anything like that, because your garden's going to be healthy all on its own. So number 10, find resources, find support, find community, like you found in here. So find resources and support community. These aspects will help you to learn to grow and support your garden naturally. Can you see where I'm going with this, guys? The Green Fingertips Natural Gardens membership is for gardeners who love nature and the wildlife that call your garden their home. Gardeners that want to reduce their reliance on chemical supplements and pesticides in their garden to help to grow and support their garden naturally. So in this membership, I provide a monthly garden jobs planner. So this will help you to understand the jobs that need to be done in your garden each month, build up a bit of a system going so you know what needs to be done each month, you know how you're going to go about planning these things out and scheduling them in if you like, and it also includes ways that you can grow and support your garden through each month using natural resources available in that time period. Each month when this planner comes out, it will have a list of different jobs that need to be done through your garden, your month you're in, and a blank calendar page to allow you to plan out all the different jobs that you want to get done in your garden. So meaning you don't have to cram them all into 1 or 2 days or weekend all at once, and you wear yourself out, and then slowly over time you lose the will and the love for your garden because you're exhausted. That's one of the resources that I provide. We also do a monthly live training, which I talk through ways that you can grow and support your garden through each month. So I do a bit of a crossover with the planner. They'll catch up with a group and see if anybody's got any challenges in their garden at this particular time of the year for each month. See if we can overcome a few challenges and help with some problems. And we also do our weekly tips as well, concentrating on the different aspects of natural gardening and to make life a bit easier for you. So as well as a community, support, advice, we've also got the different resources available as well in the private members only Facebook group. So if you'd like to know more about the Green Fingertips Natural Gardeners membership, click the link in the description to find out more. That is my number 10 tip. Join the Natural Gardeners membership. So that's my 10 tips, my 10 ways you can learn to grow and support your garden naturally. If you've got any questions, feel free to comment as you go through. So have a good day and I'll see you all later.